An unprecedented attack on Israel. Palestinian militants from Hamas carrying out a multi-point raid near the Gaza Strip, launching strikes by air, land, and sea.
Israel responding with airstrikes as Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu declares the country is at war. And at least 300 people have been killed, thousands more injured, and several other Israelis, including soldiers, are being held hostage.
The devastating attack is now threatening repercussions that go beyond the borders of the Middle East. And we have live team coverage tonight. Cody Weddle and Samir Nefzi are standing by with local reaction and increased security at local synagogues.
But first, we take you inside Israel in a warning. Some of the video we're about to see and show you may be difficult to watch. Israeli Defense Forces have declared a state of alert for war following a surprise attack carried out by Palestinian militants. The IDF says at least 2,200 rockets were fired towards Israel, though Hamas claimed at least 5,000 rockets were fired, all landing in southern and central Israel. Emily Schrader says she's an Israeli American and captured this video of the aftermath.
So this is very close to where I live in Tel Aviv. You can see here where there was a direct hit.
Images on social media show heavily armed Palestinian militants on motorbikes and pickup trucks crossing into Israeli settlements. This video appears to show militants taking hostages in Israel near the border with Gaza. Another video also appears to show a woman being taken hostage in Gaza. In response, Israeli forces launching massive airstrikes. This building collapsing, flames and lighting up the night sky in Gaza as those Israeli strikes continued. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says their defense forces will immediately use all its strength to destroy the capabilities of Hamas. President Biden spoke with Netanyahu and has reaffirmed U.S. support for Israel.
In this moment of tragedy, I want to say to them and to the world and to terrorists everywhere that the United States stands with Israel. We'll make sure that they have the help their citizens need and they can continue to defend themselves.
The State Department says Secretary of State Antony Blinken spoke with Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas, urging him to take steps to restore calm and stability in the West Bank. Meanwhile, the Palestinian Health Ministry is reporting at least 232 Palestinians have been killed and about 1,800 injured. And our team coverage turns now to Local 10's Cody Weddle.
He joins us live from Plantation with local reaction from both sides of this conflict. Cody.
And Larynus and Ella, feelings of impotence tonight among the South Florida Jewish population. Many of them deciding to come together as a show of solidarity. We're also hearing from people inside Israel as these attacks continue to unfold.
We're at war. Have no mistake. This is war.
Local Israeli leaders echoing the discourse from back home. This after that surprise attack by Hamas militants, infiltrating 22 Israeli towns, kidnapping civilians and soldiers, and firing rockets.
Breached the border, entered Israel, went house to house, killed over 200 people, kidnapped over 70 people just that we know of, injured over 1,000.
We don't want war, but if war is what needed to save our people, if war is what needed to make the state of Israel safe, war it is.
South Florida, significant Jewish population coming together as part of the holiday of Sukkot, but also in solidarity.
From our point of view, we want to do whatever we can to show support, to show solidarity, to show a unified front.
Inside Israel,
where obviously everyone is very scared.
Families like Netta Bromfman, who previously lived in South Florida. She spoke to us from a northern city. Her 23-year-old brother already called in to serve as a reservist with the Defense Forces.
Everyone just panicking, seeing if my brother got a phone call, and it's been just silent, like the house has been silent the whole day.
As the attacks unfold,
we heard like boom, boom, boom. Like
Israelis taking cover in bomb shelters.
The newscasters were in shock. They didn't know what to report. They went on live air and in front of the entire country just very blankly said, you know, we're really sorry, we're in shock. We don't really know what to report here.
And with Israel promising war on Hamas in the Gaza Strip, those with ties to Palestinians also worried about civilians there.
There's always many more Palestinians that are killed at the hands of the Israeli government than you'll see Israelis that get killed in this situation. Of course, you don't want to see anybody dead.
And we have been receiving statements from leaders across the political spectrum throughout the day regarding these attacks. We're also learning of more events to show solidarity that will be taking place in the coming days and going into next week. We will continue updating our website with all of that latest information. That is local10.com. For now, we're live here in Plantation. I'm Cody Weddle, Local 10 News.
All right, thanks, Cody. And the Department of Homeland Security says there is no specific threat to the United States in relation to Israel, but they have issued a notice to authorities to remain vigilant.
And Local 10 News' Samir Nefsi is live in Surfside with more on the stepped-up security at all of the synagogues. Samir.
Sinella, congregants still coming out here to celebrate Simchat here today. Go ahead and take a look. We're just outside of one of the synagogues where members were outside celebrating a beautiful display of unity among this congregation out here in the street, dancing, singing. Of course, they're now going back inside, but despite that attack today, these members of this congregation not deterred by what took place. South Florida's Jewish community waking up this morning to horrifying images out of Israel. Palestinian militants launching a deadly surprise attack on Israel.
Today was a tragic day. Today was one of the darkest days, I will say, on Israel's history and the Jewish people.
The attack comes as Jewish faithful celebrate Simchat Torah, joy of the Torah. Members of local synagogues uniting and coming together. The celebration of the holiday continues along with beefed up security measures. In a statement from Miami-Dade Police, the department says they are not aware of any threats and will have increased police presence at mosques and synagogues due to the recent attacks. Writing in a statement, quote, "As always, we remind our residents to remain vigilant." Miami Beach Police also releasing a similar statement, increased police presence near all synagogues, writing, quote, "This is a proactive measure ensuring the safety and security of everyone," end quote. Those measures noticed at Young Israel of Bal Harbor. A Miami-Dade officer stationed outside of the synagogue armed. Members patted down as they entered.
We have gone through many moments, dark moments in the Jewish history. And today is a dark day, but I have hope. I know that we will triumph. I know that peace eventually will happen. I know Israel will be safe again.
And back out here live, I just want to give you one more look. Of course, just a beautiful display for Simchat Torah celebration that just wrapped up. Again, many of the congregations out here dancing, singing, just celebrating this holiday. We're live in Surfside tonight. I'm Samir Nefsi, Local 10 News.
Samir, thank you. And the violence putting some travel on hold at airports here in South Florida and around the world. United, American, and Delta Airlines suspending operations to Israel until further notice. Right now, a travel advisory is in effect for Israel, with the U.S. State Department urging Americans not to travel to Gaza due to terrorism and civil unrest.